Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Andrea, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing my February bullet journal plan with me. I have monthly bullet journal setups on my channel going all the way back to June of 2020, so if you need any more bullet journaling inspiration, you should definitely check those out. This month my theme is cherry blossoms, and I love how it all turned out. This is a very romantic, pretty theme with lots of pink and lots of delicate little flowers. I also included a lot of new things in my bullet journal this month, including a Dutch door, a new spread that I hope will help me get more organized in February. I also laid out some of my regular pages a little differently, and I included some different things in my weekly spreads, added some washi tape along with all the doodles, so I hope you enjoy this month's spread. For my cover page this month, I'm filling the page with lots of cherry blossoms, and I'm starting with outlining and then coloring in with my Crayola Super Tips. Then I'm taking a Sakura Pigma Micron 02 pen and outlining all the flowers and adding details to the petals. If you wanted to, you could do the outline first and then color in the flowers. I kind of like the more wild, whimsical look that this gives. I'm also creating a decorative border around the edges of the page. Now I'm adding branches to connect all the flowers, and I'm using a Tombow Fudaneschi brush pen. Everything I'm using in today's video will be linked in the description box below, so check that out if you want any ideas for bullet journaling supplies. For my quote page this month, I'm writing out "Everything blooms in its own time." I thought this was not only fitting for the cherry blossom theme, but also a nice quote to remember that everything happens in its own time. As with all of my calligraphy writing, I typically go back and thicken all of the downstrokes with my black brush pen. I'm adding lots of little cherry blossoms all over the page, and then I'll connect them all with some branches. I'm sort of flicking the brush as I get to the end of each branch, and then I'm going back and thickening all of the bases of the branches and where the different branches intersect. This just makes it look a lot more realistic and gives it more dimension. Now on to my monthly calendar. I'm making a 2-page spread for February, starting with writing out the word February on the top of the left page. Now I'm drawing all the little lines to make the boxes for each day of the month. This month I decided to make them all separate floating boxes that are each 5 spaces wide by 5 spaces high. And I have Sunday to Wednesday on one page and then Thursday to Saturday on the next page. I'm cutting off the excess of the right side of the spread to make a Dutch door, but I'll get to that later. For now, I'm drawing some cherry blossoms to decorate the pages. I have a couple of larger ones on the left and then some smaller ones on the right and a few falling petals down on the bottom. And just like I did with the quote page, I'm adding some branches and thickening them with my brush pen. I wrote the word tasks on the top of the next page that you can see poking through because of the Dutch door. And I'm adding some pink drop shadows to each of the boxes. On the other side of this Dutch door, I'm making a gratitude log. I normally do a highlights of the day page instead of a gratitude log, but this month I decided to do both. I'm not going to be numbering the lines or anything for this gratitude page. I'm just going to have space to write down anything that I think of whenever I think of it. I think having a gratitude log to fill out every day is an excellent practice and definitely something that I like doing. But for this month, I wanted to keep it a little less pressure and just have a page where I can write down anything that comes to mind. I did want to have a little more color, so I'm using my Crayola Super Tips to highlight some lines on the page. And then of course, I'm filling the rest of the space with more cherry blossoms and branches. I'm using a Crayola Super Tip marker just to outline a rectangle for the tasks area, and this will just be a place for me to write down any monthly tasks that come up, anything that I want to get done during the month. Next to the tasks column is my habit tracker. I'm keeping my habit tracker very simple this month. I'm only tracking 3 habits, and I'm just creating 3 little calendars and writing out all the dates. And every day that I complete the habit, I'm going to highlight it with one of my pink Crayola Super Tip markers. I'm drawing a bunch of little cherry blossoms and filling it with the same style of branches. To tie everything in, I'm adding a couple of pink lines on either side of each of the habits. The next page is my mood tracker, and this is a page that I do every month, but this month is going to be a lot different. I am creating a mood tracker graph. I have all the days of the month down the side column, and then across the top I have 5 different moods. So every day I'm going to take one of the pink markers that I've been using throughout the whole video and start the line from the left going to the right depending on the mood. So if it's a really good day, then the line will be longer, and if it's not so good, then it'll be a shorter line. This page doesn't have a lot of room for lots of doodles, so I'm just adding a few little cherry blossoms and the branches on either side of the page. Like I said before, I am including a highlights of the day page this month. Whenever I leave this page out, I always regret it because I really do love looking back and seeing what things brought me joy that month. This is something I highly recommend doing, especially in a time like this where most of us don't have a lot going on, and some days it can be a little harder than others to find good things, but whether it's watching a TV show, listening to a good podcast, going outside, it can be anything. I'm now going back over all the branches on both of these pages and just thickening them with my Tombow brush pen. I really think adding the different dimensions of the branches and making them thicker where they cross and near the bottom just improves how they look so much, and I think it changes everything. My next spread is a little niche, but I do think this can be applied to many different areas. This is my content planner, specifically for my YouTube channel and my blog. Across the top, I'm writing video and blog post, and beneath each of those, I'll write down the title of either the video or the blog post. And then continuing along, I have plan, film, write, photos, edit, links, thumbnail, pins, schedule, share, and engage. And basically, these are just some of the steps that I go through when I'm planning and posting videos and blog posts. And as I complete each of these tasks, I'm going to check them off as I go. I've definitely found that sometimes I do things in an order that maybe doesn't make the most sense, like not creating my pins for Pinterest until after I've published a video or blog post, when I really want to be doing that beforehand and things like that. And I also want to make sure I'm spending time actually sharing my content that I spend so long making. And after I post things, I want to make sure that I'm also engaging with other people, whether it's watching their content or commenting on other people's Instagram photos. I think it is so important to be engaging with other people in my community and also engaging with people who take the time to comment on my things. So I really appreciate everyone who does that. It means so much to me that you take time out of your day to watch my content and engage with it. So thank you. I'm adding more of the same cherry blossoms all over this spread. And I don't think I mentioned it earlier, but there are a few pages that I'm going to be adding some washi tape to. This is the washi tape I'm using. It has little cherry blossoms on it, so I thought it was perfect for this theme. Although literally right now as I'm recording this voiceover, I just remembered I have cherry blossom stickers that I totally forgot about, and I should have used them in this spread. Looks like I'll have to do another cherry blossom theme again one day. But as for this washi tape, I got this on Amazon, so I will link it in the description box below. Now on to my weekly spreads. How satisfying is it that February starts on a Monday and ends on a Sunday? Love to see it. I'm starting out writing a mini calendar in the top left-hand corner, and I'm creating 7 boxes for each day of the week that are 11 spaces wide by 10 spaces high. I've also included a rectangular box on the left side of the spread for a weekly to-do section. I'm filling the whole blank space on the right side of the spread with big cherry blossoms and branches. On the other side of the spread here, I'm doing some smaller cherry blossoms. Using my Crayola markers, I'm adding drop shadows to each of the boxes and also highlighting the current week on the mini calendar. My next weekly spread is also a 2-page spread, but I am putting all of the days of the week on one side, and the other side will be for some different planning things, such as a dinners section, a section for what's coming up this week, and then another section for things coming up next week. Each of the boxes for the days of the week are 7 spaces wide by 10 spaces high, and then this box for writing down all of the dinners of the week is 14 spaces wide by 9 spaces high, and the 2 weekly to-do list boxes are 10 spaces wide by 14 spaces high. I like having these mini calendars each week just so I can have a full visual of the month. So I'm including another one of those down at the bottom. Again, I'm adding drop shadows with my markers to each of the boxes. I really love how much color this adds, and I think it just brings the page to life. My last 2 weekly spreads are each going to be 1 page. And for the first one, I'm writing Feb at the top along with a mini calendar. I'm drawing a large rectangular box and then splitting it up into 6 for each of the weekdays, and then Saturday and Sunday are sharing the bottom section. And this rectangle is 17 spaces wide by 29 spaces high. And yes, it should have been 30, so each section would have been 5 spaces high, but I somehow made the Monday section only 4 spaces high. So we're just gonna go with it. I'm now drawing 2 skinnier boxes on the right side for weekly to-dos and then things coming up next week. And I'm just adding more cherry blossoms all over the pages. And I haven't shown it yet, but I will be adding some of the washi tape I showed earlier to these weekly spreads. I'm now highlighting the current week and adding more of those drop shadows that I'm always including. And for my last weekly spread, I'm drawing 7 boxes for each day of the week that are 7 spaces wide and 10 spaces high. I'm putting 2 boxes on the top row, then 3 in the middle, and 2 on the bottom. After I finished drawing all the cherry blossoms and seeing where I had some empty space, I went back through my weekly spreads with the washi tape and added in a few strips here and there. Washi tape is such an easy and fun way to add a bit of color and design and interest to your pages. And I definitely love this washi tape. It's so pretty. You'll also see sometimes I cut the washi tape in half to make skinnier strips, and this also helps to mix things up a little bit and to fit the washi tape into your pages. Looking back on all the spreads we made today, I absolutely love how they all turned out. Having all the pink vibes with the cherry blossoms, I think it's so pretty, and I'm so excited to be using all of these pages this month. Let me know if you got any inspiration from this or what your theme is for February. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. I post new bullet journal setups every single month, and I also post lots of dollar store DIY and crafting videos. And I'll see you next time.